Okay, so this is section 6.4. We're going to solve linear equation word problems. So I think on the sheet it already has these on there. You're going to define some variables, one or two variables. You're going to write one or two equations. Then you're going to solve the equation just like we've been doing and make sure the solution is reasonable and answer any questions and label it. Okay, so we're going to just jump right into number one. Scientists studied the weight of two alligators over a period of 12 months. The first alligator initially weighed 4 pounds and grew at a rate of 1.5 pounds per month. The second alligator weighed 6 pounds and grew at a rate of 1 pound per month. How many months did the alligators weigh the same? So we're going to say this. The variable we're looking for after how many months did they weigh the same? Okay, so M is the number of months. Sorry, I have to write with the mouse. Board's having a problem today. Okay, so the first alligator weighed 4 pounds. So that alligator is 4 pounds plus it grows at 1.5 pounds for every month, M. Now, since it says, at what point did they weigh the same? That's saying, at what point are they equal? That's what the same means. So, at what point does it equal the other one? The other one was initially 6 pounds, and it grew, so it added 1 pound for every month. So now we have an equation that we can solve. It's only got one variable. M is the number of months. And we'll solve this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 1M from each side. So all the M's get moved. So I get 4 over here. Plus, if I take 1, subtract 1.5, subtract 1, I get 0.5M equals 6. Now, as I've been talking, if you don't have to show work, don't. I'm going to subtract 4 from each side of the equation. And we get 0.5M equals 2 if I subtract 4. Now we'll divide by 0.5. Now here's the tricky part. A lot of people mess up. I'm going to show this work. If I take 0.2 divided by 0.5, or 2 divided by 0.5, sorry, not 0.2. 2 divided by 0.5, I get 4. Okay, so it would take 4 months and the alligators will weigh the same. Number 2, everybody hopefully ready. One satellite radio service charges $10 per month plus an activation fee of $20. The second service charges $11 per month plus an activation fee of $15. In what month is the cost of the service the same? Okay, so and again, in what month? So M is the number of months. That's going to be our variable. We're supposed to explain a variable. So they charge $10 per month, so 10M, plus the activation fee of $20. And again, if it's the same, the idea of the same is equal. So to write the equation, we're going to look at this second group. The second service charges $11 for every month, but they only add on $15 to activate. Okay, so a little bit of algebra. It's been a while since we've done these. I look at, we did one just on the last one. I look at these and I'm going to subtract the smaller of the two just to move it. So I'm going to subtract 10m from each side. The smaller of those two was the 10. In subtracting 10, we get rid of the 10 on the left. We get 20 over here equals 1m plus 15. If I subtract 15 from each side, I get m equals 5. So what does that mean? After month 5, they'll be the same. Now, so far, those are ones that only have one variable. The next couple, I believe, are going to have two variables, like the systems of equations we've been doing. We'll have an x and a y, or it might not be x and y. It might be a and b. It can be different things depending on what we like to use. I like to use the letter that makes sense. M is months, so on and so forth. Everybody good here? Yep. A snack bar sells two sizes of snack packs. A large snack pack is $5 and a small snack pack is $3. In one day, the snack bar sold 60 snack packs for a total of $220. How many small packs did they sell? Okay, so here we're going to have two variables. So one of those variables is going to be L. So I'm going to use an uppercase L. L is the number of large snack packs. And S is the number of small. It's supposed to be numbered. Okay, so now this one, there's a lot of different, there's two equations we have to come up with. And the snack bar sold 60 total snack packs. That's the total number of snack packs. So they sold some large ones, plus they sold some small ones. And if you add the number together, they sold large and small. That's got to equal the total. So large plus small equals 60. That's one of the equations. The large snack pack amount plus the small equals 60. But now they charge different. The large costs more. So here's the other equation. Now I'm going to write them here. I'm going to write one on the left, one on the right. They charge $5 for a large snack pack. Plus they charge $3 for a small. And that will equal the total money spent, $220. So now we have to make these, we're going to use the elimination method. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to multiply it by something so I can put it under the other one to eliminate. So I can either work on the 5 or the 3, and I've always tried to stay consistent. Let's get rid of the smaller one. So I'm going to multiply this one by 3. But multiplying by 3 will make this 3s. I don't want it to be 3s, so I want to multiply actually by -3. In multiplying by -3, I have to do all of them. So this becomes -3L minus 3s, and we notice, hey, the s's are going to eliminate, equals -180. 3 times 60 is -180. Okay, the elimination method. 5 minus 3 is 2L. 220 minus 180 is 40. So if we divide by 2, L equals 20. So what does that mean? There were 20 large snack packs sold. But we want to answer the question. So you always have to look back. Are we really answering the question? No, they want to know how many small. We know how many large, but now what we do is we go back to this equation. 20 is the number of large. I'll put it in there. Plus the small equals 60. If I subtract 20, the number of small snack packs then is 40. So to answer their question, 40 small snack packs were sold. Okay. Next. This one's going to be similar. You paid $22 to rent 6 video games. There's the number of video games. The store charges $4 for new games and $2 for older games. A little bit old question now. Now everybody just gets them online on their PS4 or PS5 if they got the new thing now or whatever, right? But whatever, we're going to continue with this one. So there's 2 types. There's N is new games, or the number of new games. Now, I don't like to use O. The reason I don't use O is O can look like a 0, and then if I take 2 times 0, it looks like 20. So I try not to use O. So we got the older games. So I'm just going to say X is older games. You can always go back and say X. Now you write 2 types of games. This is going to be similar to the last one. If you find the total, N, the number of new games we get, plus the number of old games we get, is going to total 6. That's one of the equations. Now they charge $4 for a new game, so that's 4N. $2 for older games, so that's 2X. And that gets me $22. Now we have to do the elimination method. Again, I'm going to switch colors again because it kind of makes more sense as we look at it. I'm going to multiply by 2 this time to get rid of the n, but I'm going to make it -2. So when we multiply here, we get, we get -2x. That's the reason I'm doing it. We have to multiply all of them, but I'm trying to get rid of x. For the n, it'll be -2n. Doesn't get rid of the n, but that's okay. We only want to get rid of 1. -2 times 6 is -12. And this becomes 2n equals 10. We divide by 2, and n is 5. Let's go back up and look at the question. How many new games did you rent? Do we have that answer already? Yeah, so we're going to say 5 new games were rented. So we didn't actually have to put it back in. Now, if you're somebody who likes to finish things out, you can always put the 5 in. 5 plus x equals 6. How many old games were rented? 1, because you subtract 5, you're going to get 1 left because they have to add up. 5 plus 1 is 6. So that's 1. Okay? So that's the kind of problems we'll do in this one. We'll stop for now. Thanks for watching.